Hello everyone and welcome back to the Engineer's Guide to the Galaxy. We are at the alien planet, so it is time to make the last preparations to test the escape module. And one thing I want to do first, and that is determine how much cargo can be put in the module itself. At the same time I can determine the maximum mass that can be taken with the shuttle, because I need to take a look at these values. So let's see. This escape module has, as I believe, 12 small thrusters. Let's see. Yeah, 12. Oh, so that means that assuming the maximum lift or the maximum gravity well of 1.2 g, so that is 12 times 8.35, so that's 100 tons. And this ship is well, let's get inside. That's funny. I can't see it right now because the landing gear are locked. So let's unlock. Currently it's 58 tons. And I want to keep a little bit of margin. So let's say it can handle another 30 tons. Maybe a little bit less. I am thinking that my character also has a certain amount of weight. And this module is suited for 10 persons. Or 10 characters. So and apparently my mass is about 2 tons, which is a little bit weird, but okay. That means that basically this shuttle cannot hold additional weight. Let's say 20 tons. That should have, or that will make that I have enough margin. Okay, then we go to this screen. Okay, so let's say, well, let's take a 10% margin, and that means that this ship can weigh up to 90 tons. That should leave enough for braking in the atmosphere when landing on Pertham, because that one has a 1.2 g atmosphere. All right. Yeah. 12 thrusters seems a little bit on the low side right now, because there's very little additional space to load up this container with parts. But well, it is what it is, and I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. So that is this bit. Then I am thinking of testing the launch sequence, but first I want to make sure that I've loaded it up with enough steel plates, because that's the easiest since that's the heaviest. And I want to load it up to 100%. Looking at this bar. So I'll be right back. Okay, the ship is exactly 90 tons, so that will leave about 10 tons margin for braking in the atmosphere or in the gravity well. And this ship, I'm going to fly it back to the rear of the ship and make sure that with the mass blocks I've got here and the amount of gravity generators I have in the back installed, that this ship can reach, well, at least close to maximum velocity. So yeah, the ship is unlocked. Ow. So I will get the tug and fly the ship back to its docking position. Well, the escape module is back in its place again. So what I want to test is if this is enough, the gravity generators. I am not looking forward to make any changes to the escape module itself, although I've been over the sequence in my mind and I think I will add a couple of more timer blocks. But I don't want to make that one heavier because, well, you just saw it is already quite heavy. So instead I want to add more gravity generators if that is totally or absolutely required. What I want to do here is make the gravity range visible, and I don't want it to be bigger than absolutely necessary. So let's make this a little bit less dangerous. And then, turn it on, of course. So there's quite a distance over which the escape module will accelerate. So that's the vertical distance and I won't change that, but the width I will. Let's start at 50 and depth also at 50. And I think this will be fine. This is the gravity generator on the right side. So I want to make sure that the distance to the left side is far enough to encompass the entirety of the escape modules on that side as well. Then looking at the rear, oh, it's almost far enough. Let's add 5 meters and I think that'll be fine. So that's the depth, another 5 meters, and then this back to 1. And this will be the setup for all the generators. Okay, the field is set up. Just making sure that I have enough hydrogen. I do, the tank is full. What I do want to do is set up a couple of things, just temporary groups. such as the thrusters. I want to turn that on and off. So what I want to make sure is that the remote, that the inertia dampers are off. But it doesn't really matter, they can stay on. I just have to turn on the thrusters at one point. And I want the mass blocks. I need to turn these on as off. First I have to turn them on. And then I will have to turn them off. Well, this is fine for now. Let's see, I've got a groups. Mass thrusters. I want the specific connector. It's this one. Let's make it into a group as well, since I need to access these quite fast. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a fourth. Of course, the gravity generators. Okay, so I have to turn on the gravity generators, disconnect the connector, turn on the mass, wait until I'm out of the area. So let's turn these on. This is still on. And then turn on the thrusters when I leave the area. There is a tunnel drone coming, so I need to deal with that first. Where is it? It's over there. I have set these ones up correctly, if I'm not mistaken. They're on. They have the rotors, or rotors and hinge. They've got their weapons. And AI is on. And small ships, okay. Let's see if this, or if these guns will work this time. And they worked. Because the turret control is on the turret, it is small crit, and it will trigger at 600 meters distance. So yeah, another option is to make large crit turret control blocks, and then it should work from 800 meters. They're not even finished, by the way, but oh well. I think it's time for a little test. Oh, no, yeah. Ow. That was a little bit laggy. Okay, time for the first test. Gravity generators on. Connector unlock, and let's turn it off as well. Where is it? Connector off. Mass blocks on. This is not how it... $50 meters. and a little bit of a rotational action. That's a problem. Gyroscopes on. And thrusters on. Let's see if I can override pitch, I believe. Remote. Why aren't the thrusters working? Oh, the tank is on stockpile. Okay, this didn't go as planned. I was expecting that it would just go down in one direction, but apparently it pitched. So what to do about that? Maybe I need to make sure that the gyroscopes are activated. And I think my speed is nearing 0. .35. Okay, let's make a quick GPS and get the tag to get this back to the, where is it? There is it. Back to the ship. I need to do an additional test. Maybe I need to place the gyroscope. The gyroscopes need to be on, but maybe I need to activate override so that it will stay in one position. And I'm wondering if I've set up all the gyroscopes correctly, or the gravity generators, because this isn't right. But we'll check everything. First I need the duck, and that one's there. So let me get the escape module back to the ship, and then we can test it again. The module is back in its position. I want to test again if the maximum speed reached is 50 when the gyroscopes are activated, and I think I'm going to place 2 gyroscopes on or the manual control. I will turn them on. Let's see. The override. I want to turn the override on 2 of the gyroscopes, and I will turn all 4 gyroscopes on, and then I want to see if the module stays level. I'm going to test that first before I'm going to place a lot of extra gravity generators, because if this goes wrong, I rather have to go only 2 kilometers like now, instead of, well, double or more. At least this way, with 50 kilometers max, the module isn't going too fast and too far. Yeah, now it stays level, and speed is going to 52. Okay, thrusters on. Alright, that was a successful test. That means that I need to double the amount of gravity generators. I quickly did another test where the gyroscopes are on, but none of the gyroscopes has the override activated, and that didn't work. So I was thinking of just activating for all the gyroscopes the override when launching. Oh, so that means that I don't need a difference in naming, because the script will handle everything. Alright, so these tests were successful. I know what I have to do for the script in order to use easy automation. And I know how much additional of the gravity generators I need, because the number is 10. And to make it in symmetry, I need to remove these center two and place 6 on either side. So let's do that first. Then I will write the script, and I'll show you what I've got. It took me a while, but I think I've got it. Let's see. I've renamed this LCD because this was the debug LCD, but I noticed that the drawpod script also likes to use an LCD. So I can use this one for two things. In this, there is the script for the easy automation script. And as you can see here, I've used a couple, well, this is one, but I used more of the right statements, and they are placed on here. So from the seats you can see on this text panel how the launch is going. So continuing, so the launch sequence is initiated. The first thing I do is disable the button, so you can't press it twice. The warning lights are on. Those are the corner lights on the outside, which blink. Then the door is closed. We wait a second, then the door is turned off, so you can't go out anymore. Then the vent on the outside is activated, and that functions as a drain. It doesn't do anything here, but well, it's nice to have activated. The oxygen tank is taken off of stockpile, so the vent is turned on, so this area will be pressurized. For safe measures, the hydrogen engine is turned off, and the stockpile of the hydrogen tank is set to true, which it already should have been, but well, we're stacking up on extra hydrogen. Battery set to auto, gyroscopes are turned on, and they are all turned to override, or override is activated. Dampeners are set to true, so I hope this will make sure that the escape module stays level compared to the ship. And this is an interesting one. I'm turning the interior lights red during launch. And then we go to the launch countdown. That is a simple countdown on the text panels in front of the seats. And then we go to the takeoff. Well, the gravity generators are turned on. Then, after a short delay, the connector is unlocked and turned off. And after a short delay, the artificial masses are turned on. Then I have set up a sensor with maximum reach, which senses for large grid stations and subgrids. And when it doesn't detect anything anymore, then the free flight statement is started. Well, we start with a delay of another 5 seconds so that we are certain out of the field of influence of the gravity generators. At that moment, the interior lights are set back to normal. We have a message, have a pleasant flight. Always nice. The antenna is turned on. I have turned it off right now because I hate the clutter of GPSs and antennas and that kind of thing. The landing gears are turned on and the auto lock of the landing gears are turned on. The dampeners are set to false, so the ship should be going steady. The artificial masses are turned off because they're no longer useful. The gyroscope override is turned off. The stockpile of the hydrogen tank is set to false, so that the thrusters, when they're on, they can be used. Then the dropout script is triggered, and the altitude script is triggered. Well, the dropout script, that will work instantaneously, so when we enter a gravity well, it will try to land, and I hope it will succeed. And the altitude trigger will trigger this timer block at 2500 meters. And what happens at 2500 meters? That is this last bit. And at that moment I will turn on the exterior lights and the parachute hatches, but they aren't used automatically. But it's nice to have on, because I do have a timer block with the parachute hatches in here. And they will, when this timer block is triggered or started, then the parachutes will deploy. But that's only for emergencies when, I don't know, we're out of hydrogen or something. So basically that is it. It was well, extensive programming. But I hope it will work. The first part works. I haven't tried the launch. I have made a blueprint. Let's connect the ship to the main ship. And there's one thing to do, and that is move the main ship and making sure that this bottom side is facing the planet, and then we're going to test it. I am going to fly with the escape module, and I am going to try to take off again. Let's see, first the tanks off. this ship. Stockpiles on and stockpiles on. Okay. I think I have enough hydrogen. I should have. The only thing is that I have thrust in one direction, so that will be a challenge. I am really looking forward to this, and I've got plenty of saves to go back to if anything goes wrong. But I hope, well, I hope nothing goes wrong. But I also hope if something is going wrong, I can fix it on the go. Okay, I think this ship is pretty much straightforward, oriented to the center of the planet. Let's first make a GPS of the start location. The moment is here. I hope there aren't any asteroids in the orientation or in the direction of where I am going. It is pretty dark over there. Okay. This is a little bit scary if I say so myself. I had turned that button off on purpose. Okay. It is locked. The generators are off. Let's turn on the button. I have plenty of supplies. The ship is a little bit heavier than should be. Oh wait, that's because the entire ship is this heavy. Okay, this will go fine when it is disconnected. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Doors closed. Doors off. Lights are set to red. Launch sequence is initiated. The seconds take a little bit longer because the simulation speed is probably at 0.4. There we go. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, we didn't get to 100. 74 is not bad. And have a pleasant flight. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's sit in the chair. Thrusters are on. Landing gear are on. And the connectors are off, so that's all good. All the lights are still off and the antenna is on. So, alright. I see an asteroid over there, which I'm going to pass. Let's see. And now we just wait until we get into the gravity well. It is possible that this needs to be done when it is already in a gravity well. So I might need to change that and make that part of the altitude trigger. Set it to 2900 meters. Okay. Well, that was almost going well. Well, one thing is that the dropout script wasn't triggered when leaving the ship. And the other thing is that it is always an adventure if you land on a proper soil, on a flat surface or not. In this case, not so much. But I am on the alien planet. Let's see if there is a lot of damage. Well, I am seeing a couple of logs over here. But if that is all, then well, it's not too bad. I'm 53 kilometers away from my ship. So when I flip this over, I should be able to get back, maybe. But yeah, it is possible to land on this planet. I think it is a little bit heavy to land also on Perton. Especially when I set dropout script to 2900 meters. It was already really close, and 0.1 G additional gravity. Yeah, that might be a problem. So I was thinking of lowering this value over here. Where is it? Custom data. This to 85. And the other changes, I will make them later. And I'm right side up again. With actually minimal damage. Okay. Let's try to head back. I do want to try. And I can get in. Let's try to head back. And let's hope that I'm ending up quite close to the ship. And there we go again. This was quite a big success. I only need to make minor changes. And next time just a little bit more luck with the landing zone, because this was right along a cliffside. So that's it's a nasty place to land. But yeah, it's a success. Okay, there were a couple of adjustments that I need to make. The first one is, let me find it real quick. This bit. No, this bit. I am going to add that over here. So this will be triggered by the timer block, and maybe I just need to remove that from here. Let's get the programmable block visible again. This one. And then go to the timer block. This one. Run with drop as the argument. Then I do need to change the height at which the script is triggered. And that was also somewhere here. Yeah, this one. This one goes to 2900. And that should work. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to change. And that is that. Let's see if all the blocks have been properly welded up. Oh. It looks like they have. Cool. So let's make a quick new blueprint. And then this one is ready for mass production. While we wait for the components to be produced, I want to make a quick little calculation. As I mentioned, these are the values that of a thrust that the thrusters put out. And for the shuttle, I have, while landing, 2 large hydro thrusters and 2 large Atmo thrusters. So for the 1.2 Gs, that is 179 tons of thrust. 179. So this ship may be up to 179 tons. Let's see if it is connected right now. I think it is. So let's disconnect the connector. So now we can see it's 128. And I do need quite a bit of margin. Somewhere between 10 and 15%. So that means that it can, well, I think 165 tons. It's about, it's almost 15%. So that is this one. And let's go back to the board. And let's figure out the the 1G. Let's see. That is 215 tons. And when I take away 15%, I will get, well, let's round it down to 195. So then this is 195 and this one is right there in between. So that's 180. And this then should be 210. Then I only have to figure out the one with the moon and without the atmosphere. Wait for the update. There it is. Yeah, I think that looks about right. Just wait for the update. And as you can see, when you go to Pertham with this shuttle, there's very little we can carry with us. And I'm not even certain if people or characters are weighed as well. Okay, this one is done. So let's activate the printer. There is one printing issue that I found, and that is here on the bottom. These blocks, these half blocks here, they are placed on a battery. The battery is lying down. So these blocks can be printed when the battery is placed, or when this line is being built. So the welders cannot reach this bit anymore. And I need to find a solution for that, and I had a bit of an idea. And that is to pick one of the smaller panels. I think this is the smallest one. And I just have to place them on this one. Because, well, I'm going to repair this ship. So they will be welded up. I have to place them also on the original one. And there's another thing that I want to set up, and that is when I control the remote control, I want to have quick access to the cameras and the timer with which I can trigger the parachutes. So that if anyone takes control of the remote control, that's the things you need to access real quick. And let's finish the first one, make a new blueprint, and then I have to do this another 6 times until I have 8. I also have to change all the names of the blocks, change the programming, because this is dedicated for EM1, and I have to change that for all the different escape modules. But that's not a really big problem. That's just a bit of quick editing and copy pasting from Notepad++. And with that, the 8th emergency escape module is in its location. As I mentioned, this is exactly how I imagined this looking like. For the size of the ship, I think there should have been even more of these escape modules. Each of the modules can hold 10 persons, and I might even need to double this, but I'm not going to. This is enough. I really did enjoy building this. I have never built something like this, and to come up with a design for both the docking station and the modules themselves to fit this so perfectly, well, it's beyond my expectations. And each of the modules is already set up, so if you press the button, this thing is going to fly. So with the escape modules and the docking all completely built, this project is completely done. So then there is only one project left to do, and that is the secret project. I am absolutely looking forward to start with that, and I hope you do as well. It is a crazy thing to do. There is programming involved. So yeah, that will be something I will start next time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you do, please leave a like, and I will see you next time.